Hi, this is Zeb from Aeon, and you're listening to the FANTASM Podcast.
FANTASM.
Hi, this is Dr. Vincent West, Medical Doctor with the FANTASM Podcast. And finally, I have one of my favorite bands on today. I'm so excited about this. We have Zeb from Aeon, and we're going to be talking about their new album, God Ends Here, on Metal Blade Records, which came out this past Friday. And Zeb, how are you doing, my friend? Thank you for doing this.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm doing all right.
Awesome. We're excited to have you on. This record is... like with all Aeon records, it kicks ass. It's really good, and let's just dive right into God Ends Here. And what can you tell us about the intro, the Nihilist, the track one?
Yeah, since it's been 9 years since the Aeon's Black album, we felt like we wanted to go back and to actually start off kind of like we left off. So basically, the Nihilist is a different sort of arrangement for the chorus and the ending of the last album of Aeon's Black, basically. So. Yeah, that's it. And as we were in the studio, LG Petrov passed away, so that's why we named it.
Okay.
The Nihilist. Yeah, so it's kind of a dedication to him.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and the choirs, actually, that's me and my daughter singing them, so there's authentic choirs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's cool. We did like maybe 5 or 6 harmonies each, and we did them like 4 times each. So that's a lot of voices. That's only 2 unique voices, but a lot of voices in the end.
Right. It's very cool. It's a great way to start the record off.
Yeah. Like I remember when I was a kid and I listened to when Accept released Metal Heart. I always wanted to begin an album like they did with that heavy thing and the choirs. It sounds so cool. So I guess I finally got to do that now.
No, it's very cool. I'm a huge Accept fan. That's really cool. Yeah, that's... I don't know. It's you got me thinking Accept now. My favorite album is Russian Roulette. Is that weird? I love that record.
Oh, no, it's not weird. I love that, too.
There's so many fucking beautiful guitar harmonies and shit on that album. It's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Metal Heart's great, though. I actually saw them on the Metal Heart tour when I was growing up.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. Great band. Anyway, back to the record. Sorry about that. I jumped into it. Do what now?
Yeah, sure.
Liar's Den. Tell us about track 2.
Yeah. One of the first songs that I wrote, and we did a lot. It was very different when I wrote it first. Whole different verse. Like the bridge and the chorus is the same as it always was. But there's like the mid part were totally different, and the lead were different. So it's basically a whole new song from like the original one. And also I can tell you that the ending of that song, the last thing that's happening, that's a metal version of the intro for The Queen of Lies. I don't think many people have noticed that yet, but
wow.
They will, if they listen some more times on it, give it a few more listens, maybe they will notice. But that's basically it. That's
really cool. And then tell us about track 3, Let It Burn.
Yeah, that's, let's see, I think that's the second song that Daniel wrote. I think actually he came up with the opening riff pretty long way back, but nothing really happened. He couldn't, come up with the rest of the song, so he did 2 more songs after that riff, completely new, and then he got back to this song and finished it, and I think it ended up really cool, and as well as Tommy's song arrangement, like his vocal arrangement.
Right.
They ended up really cool as well. So, one of my favorite songs on the album.
Oh yeah, that's a burner. That one's good. And then tell us about track 4, the intro, the Orpheus, Indu, and Furious.
Yeah, that was just something I did. I tried to make some kind of intro for Church of Horror, and just played around until I got something cool, and just played around with Cubase.
It's a cool intro, and tell us about Church of Horror. That's a killer track. Tell us about track 5.
Oh yeah. That was one of my songs, I got I wanted some mid-pace song, like something like old Deicide, that kind of groove that they always had.
Sure.
The early albums. Yeah, and I wanted a lot of cool, chuggy riffs. But I remember working a lot on the chorus, because I wanted it to be really good. And then the mid part, I remember I worked kind of hard before I was satisfied with that one. I remember I tried so many different ways of doing that, but I think it ended up pretty cool. The solo was, I see a lot of people compare that solo to Meshuggah, Fredrik Tordendahl.
Oh, okay.
Which is, I guess so. It's kind of similar to what he's doing. It's the same. It's just kind of the same pattern that I did all the way back on Soul Burner from our first album, but it's not completely exact. It's not completely the same, but kind of.
It's very Deicide sounding, but it still sounds like your all's early stuff too.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Let's see. Tell us about track 6, Deny Them Eternity.
Yeah, that was one of Tony's songs. He wrote 3 songs, and 2 of them made it. This was one of them. So he made both the music and the lyrics and the vocal pattern for it. So I think I was really surprised by his writing skills, both the music and the lyrics, because I think it fit perfectly to our music, and it's a lot different than the music that me and Daniel is writing, because usually 90% of what we're doing, both guitars are kind of synchronized. They play exactly the same thing, but with Tony, when he's writing, both guitars they play, there's always a little difference between the two guitars. We don't play like there's always something different going on between the guitars. Like, so I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like that track a lot. What about track 7, Forsaker?
Yeah, that's my song. And we actually, that one is in 222 BPM, I think, because we said that was one of the last songs that we did. I remember we had pretty much all songs written, I guess, and we wanted to make our last song that we all would work on. So I came up with the first riff, and then I waited for Tony or Daniel to, continue working on it. But nothing really happened because I think they were already working on their songs that they were kind of finish up. So it ended up being me writing the whole song for that one. And I think it's pretty cool. A lot of Morbid Angel influences in it.
Yeah, that's a really good track. I like Forsaker. That one's really good. And then tell us about track 8, the intro into the void.
Yeah, that was actually after we had, like, I did title track, and I remember Tony, he asked me if I could make some sort of intro for it. So I felt like, okay, I can do that. So I was thinking, what intro do I love? I love, like, the intro for Abigail by King Diamond.
Sure.
That's a kick-ass intro. So, like, with the choirs in there, I basically copy that their choirs, only I put words to them. Lyrics, which also is sung by me and my daughter.
Oh, cool.
Intro. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I stole the whole idea from King Diamond. Only made it a little bit different so no one will notice, but now everyone know.
Well, you're label mates. It's okay. So, I'm sure he would take it as flattery.
Yeah. We all love King Diamond.
Oh, dude, who doesn't? He's so fucking badass. Yeah. And then
he's probably the reason why we make all these intros, because we like it that way.
Oh, it's awesome.
He has always had that. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. That's awesome to hear. You guys are big fans too. Tell us about the title track, "The God Ends Here," track 9.
Oh yeah, that was. I actually remember when I was driving my car from work. I came up with the main riff. Like, I got the idea for it in my head. That's usually how I come up with stuff. I usually, it's just something that comes to my head. And so I got home and I picked up the guitar and tried to pick it out, made the main riff. I remember thinking to myself that this might be too far away from what we're usually doing, so I was like, maybe I wasn't so sure we should, make a song of that riff. And I remember I sent it to the other guys, and they said, why not? Try to come up with the rest and see what it sounds like. And so I did. And then I put some orchestration to it in the background with some, like, I wanted some really sort of Omen-like choirs, some really evil-sounding choirs.
Okay.
So that's pretty much what I did, and some there's some strings, violins and stuff as well, and some other stuff as well. So yeah, and I remember, like, I wanted the structure of the song to be a little extra, like almost like going into a new chapter at the ending of it. So that's what's going on, really. There's the verse and the chorus 2 times, and then we lead into a mid part and then the ending, where Tommy is singing "God Ends Here." So I wanted it to be really heavy at the end, and I think it ended up pretty heavy too.
That track's great. I love the title track. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I love all this stuff. And listening to it with headphones, it's a completely different experience than me just driving around listening to it in the car, So, very cool. Tell us about track 10, "Severed."
Yeah, that's Tony's other song that he wrote.
Oh, okay.
This album. I think that was his first or his second song that he wrote. And he had so many versions of it. I think he had 3 or 4 different versions of it, and it was basically 3 different songs. But I was talking to him a lot, and try if you put that like that. That's the reason really why the chorus is kind of long. It's basically almost like there's 2 or 3 choruses on top of each other. But because I wanted him to keep all that because it sounded so cool, like old school Cannibal Corpse or something.
Sure.
And I really dug that. So, but it was a tough one to put together. The structure of it, but I think it ended up really cool.
Yeah, that's another standout track. I really like that one a whole lot. It's a really good one. It's a burner for sure.
Cool.
Let's see. Tell us about track 11, "Just One Kill."
Just One Kill. Yeah, that's. I think that's the first song that Daniel completed. I remember he had so many good riffs for that one, and usually he's never really satisfied with his own structure of his songs. So he kept asking me for my opinion, and first let's see, it's that second to last riff, I think. That was the original verse on that song. And I remember how I kind of asked him, okay, if you put that there and that riff there and that there, and there you and he tried so many different versions of it, and we were happy with it. And then he was just going to add one more riff, and then he had this really cool Morbid Angel sounding riff, and I was like, no, okay, we got to use that as the verse.
Right.
He had to, back to the scratchbook and really, he, got back from, he completed the whole new song, completely different. So, but it ended up really cool. So what was originally the verse ended up as the second to last riff, and what was supposed to be the ending of it ended up as the verse.
Oh wow!
So, yeah,
that's a burner. And then track 12, intro, Mystopolis.
Yeah, that's one that Daniel made. That is also on this album we have a little different themes that comes and goes, and the melody on the choir on that one is the same melody as for example the bass line on the beginning on the title track, and also like I mentioned that intro for Queen of Lies has that melody in it, as well as the metal version of that intro at the end of Liar's Den. So the only thing that I made for that one was that melody. Besides that melody, Daniel made the whole intro.
That's a cool intro.
Yeah, I think so too.
Let's see, track 13, Let the Torturing Begin.
Yep. Yeah, that that's one of mine. I remember just kind of fooling around with the guitar when I came up with that really simple riff, and I felt like, this sounds a lot like Cannibal Corpse.
It's a great riff.
Yeah, and I felt like we should probably not use this because it's too much of a Cannibal Corpse song. But then the other guys, they were like, fuck that, we love Cannibal. Yeah, we do. So we ended up using it anyway, and so I completed the whole song.
That's one of my favorite tracks on the album.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I like that one.
I think that one is going to be a really killer if you play it live, if we do that.
Oh yeah, have my face melted off. It'd be amazing.
Oh yeah.
Let's see, track 14, Despise the Cross.
Yeah, that's one of the first songs that I wrote. That one was probably written back in 2014 or 2015.
Oh, wow.
I remember listening a lot to Immolation at that time. So I'd say that a lot of inspiration for that one came from Immolation.
Oh, wow. Cool.
Actually, yeah, I love Immolation.
Same here.
Yeah.
I think, have you ever listened to the Majesty and Decay album?
Yeah.
I think that thing is so underrated. I think that Ross's vocals on that sound like they're ripping you in half.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that album is great.
I think it's kind of an overlooked classic. I think that album is just really good.
Oh, yeah. I agree.
But yeah, I can hear the Immolation in there. I mean, you guys are like the best of all death metal worlds. You guys have a little bit of everything going on. I love it.
We try to combine what we love.
Well, it comes out so well on this record. It's so amazing. Let's see, and then track 15, Overture of Magnum. I don't know how to say that. You'll have to help me with that, Zeb. Magnum Regine?
Yeah, good enough. That's the intro for Queen of Lies, and that's basically it says like it's an overture, which means that it's a short presentation of what's next to come. Like in the old classical pieces, they kind of had that. Yeah, so that's just a small presentation of Queen of Lies, so it says overture and then the Queen, basically, in Latin. That's
okay.
And so I remember when I did that intro, I wanted to keep it kind of as if an orchestra were playing metal. Like if an orchestra were playing a riff, really cool.
Right.
If you know what I mean.
Sure.
Yeah. So that's it. And I wanted it to be really evil sounding. Like if there were some kind of movie or something where, hell would break loose or whatever. So that's about it.
Well, it definitely does.
It's based off of the chorus for Queen of Lies also.
Oh, nice.
Combined with that other theme, that melody that we have throughout the whole album.
Awesome. And then, of course, the final track, Queen of Lies. Tell us about that one.
Yeah, that's the actually very first song that I started writing on. Because I remember in 2014 when we were touring with Cannibal Corpse and Revocation, and
I saw that tour.
We were in Munich. Oh, you did?
I did.
Where were you?
Goodness, I saw. Well, the first time I saw you guys was with. Oh God, I actually was running sound at a club at the time. This was in the U.S.
Oh.
It was. God, what was the? Y'all were touring with Dillinger Escape Plan and.
Okay, yeah, it was Summer Slaughter.
Oh yeah, Summer Slaughter. So.
Yeah.
And then the Cannibal, I can't remember where I saw you all with that. But I know I saw you with them in Revocation. I just don't remember where.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan, man. I'm a huge fan of your old stuff. I've been a huge fan. I'm so happy to have you on today. You have no idea. Anyway, I interrupted you. Continue with the tour. I apologize. You were telling us about the final track.
Well, anyway, like all the bass player, our bass player and Alex and Brett from Revocation, they were trying to combine different pedals with different amps. And I remember they all three were kind of, yeah, that's really cool. I'm going to start using that and this combination. And I was sitting in the club at the venue. I was just playing on my guitar and I was playing these chords and I felt like, yeah, this is kind of it reminded me somewhat of the soundtrack to Hellraiser. I remember thinking that to myself anyway, and that's what the choirs are singing on that song, which is my daughter again singing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So.
Now, had she ever done anything on any other Aeon records, or was this the first one you guys decided to do that?
Yeah, this is the first time. So she's 15 now, and so she was very young the last time we recorded.
Oh, sure. Well, that's cool. You guys get to do that together. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and I think it's so much more sounds so much better if you have authentic choirs, where you can, really, I could ask her to articulate certain things more, and it's so much more brutal and alive than if you just program like samplers.
Right.
Yeah.
Zeb, tell us, thank you for sharing all the stuff about the album. Tell us about this amazing album artwork, because you guys have outdone yourself. To me, this is the most badass album artwork you've ever done.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I really like it, too. Yeah, we...
It's old school. It's nasty. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Yeah, we were actually debating on whatever artist are we going to use. Are we going to use Necrolord again that we used for Aeon's Black? And then we actually came across with this guy. I think his name is Paoli Girardi or something. It's an Italian name. I'm not sure if I pronounce it correct. But anyway, we got in contact with him, asking him to do it, and he wanted to do it. So he was asking us what we wanted on the cover, and what kind of colors we wanted. And so Tommy came up with the title Guidance here, and whatever vision I got in my head was basically what you're seeing if you're looking at it.
I am looking at it right now.
Yeah, because I when I read Guidance here, what I saw in my head was basically a hellish landscape, a stairway leading up to a temple with a devilish looking figure over it and some tortured souls below the stairs.
Well,
and that's basically that's what I asked him to do.
I mean, it looks. Yeah. I don't know. Are you looking at it right now too, Zeb?
Yeah, I actually am.
Okay, it looks like ribs over near the face of the monster demon thing too. It's fucking brutal, man. Yeah. And you got like the thorns coming up out of the earth, and like the lost souls or whatever those are supposed to be coming up the It's fucking brutal, man. It's like the fucking plague.
Yeah. It's like it's really both simple and a lot of details in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's really epic. Like last time I was, looking at an album cover that I thought was this epic was probably Arise by Sepultura.
Fuck yeah. There's a lot going on that art, just like this. I'm telling you, man, y'all have got a great... This is the best album cover y'all ever done, in my opinion.
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, it is fucking brutal. God, just... I'm like... Looking at it again. I was looking at it before we did the interview today, and there's all kinds of stuff going on. It almost looks like some of the folks going up the stairs are getting absorbed into the stairs or something, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wild. Like some kind of cocoon or something. It's crazy looking.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it's slimy. And what's really cool is that we didn't see this cover. We were expecting some kind of outcast from him, but we heard nothing. So we got in contact with him like 3 more times or something, and I think by the time when we had like 4 days left to the deadline, we asked him, we kind of need that cover now. He was like, okay, I start with it now. And we were, okay. But after like 2 or 3 days, he gave us this. So he's extremely talented and extremely fast.
I mean, even the back of the album, like, there's a lot of crazy shit going on there, too. It's, like, close up of that, but a little different. I love it, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the whole package. You guys are an amazing death metal band, and then to have this kind of cover... And I'm not saying I don't like any of your other artwork. I'm just saying it's pretty fucking brutal, man.
Yeah, I agree.
You want to make a statement? Well, you did. I love it. It's just beautiful chaos.
Yeah.
And then, can you talk not to keep you, but can you talk about the recording process for this album, since it's been so long since you guys had an album?
Yeah, this was a bit different, because Janne, who is playing the drums, he is the drummer for Dark Funeral, and he is also a session drummer. So he's recording a lot of albums for different death metal bands and black metal bands. So he has his own studio that he has built at home. With so basically he just have to push rec and play.
Oh wow!
And so he did his work pretty fast. And then once we had it, we started recording guitars and bass for it in our home studios.
Oh, okay.
We all have and then Tommy, he recorded the vocals in the same studio as we recorded Rise to Dominate, Path of Fire, and Aeon's Black at. And we also reamped some of the guitars over there, and like one of the guitars amps is the Tap Marcion, the same that we had for Aeon's Black.
Okay.
On Aeon's Black, we combined that one with the 6505 from Peavey. And this time we combined Ronnie, actually, who produced and mixed and mastered this album. He blended it with some, I think it was some Mesa software guitar amp or something.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, but yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just to have you guys do another album again. I was always waiting for the next album because Aeon's Black was, so good and everything. And but this, I mean, you guys put a lot into this. I think this album, in my opinion, of everything that's come out this year, this is easily the best death metal album that's come out this year.
Thank you.
Well, no, seriously, man. You guys are a heavyweight. I'm a huge fan, and I take my death metal really seriously. And I mean, I knew when you guys would come back, you're going to come back, but I had no idea for this, man. The material is outstanding. It's brutal. But man, this cover art, just the whole fucking thing is it's absolutely over the top. I love it.
Yeah, that's great to hear. That's great. Yeah, we knew we had big shoes to fill, so we didn't want to do anything half-ass.
Well, you didn't half-ass it. It's fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the whole thing. As far as touring, are you guys ever going to try to come back to the States again?
Yeah, we'd love to do that. Oh yeah, hopefully in the near future.
I mean, all this COVID shit's fucked up everything, but hopefully at some point you guys can come back.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do this interview in person. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool, man. I'm serious. I can't thank you enough for taking the time to do this today. Like I said, I'm a huge fan. My co-host is a huge fan, and we've wanted you on ever since we started the podcast 6 years ago. So it's so happy to have you on today. It means the fucking world to us.
Yeah, that's really cool. Is it named after the old horror movie?
It is. It's a play on words with that. And actually, the second year we were doing the podcast, we had Reggie on, the ice cream man. We had him on our podcast.
Okay.
We got his blessing, so that's pretty. Had Reggie Bannister come on, so that was pretty awesome.
Oh yeah.
And but yeah, it's just a spoof on that, and we just cover all death metal and horror shit, man.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
Man, thank you so much for doing this. I hope I didn't talk your head off today. I appreciate you taking the time to do this. The album is fucking fabulous.
Yeah, it was a bit different, so it was fun.
Yeah, man, the album is great, and we're thrilled to have you guys on. This is just so cool. So good luck with everything. And
thank you.
Hey, man, take care. Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Take care.